Tory MP James Cleverly, whose name remains an example of bitter irony each and every day, was asked by Nick Ferrari on radio station LBC, which has for years stood for Let's Bash Corbyn, and Cleverly duly obliged. When Ferrari asked him about Russian donations to the Conservative Party totalling some £2 million, Cleverly stated that all donations were above board, came from British nationals of Russian origin, and who were supporting his party as the party standing against Putin, the party holding Putin to account, who fled the Putin regime in his opinion, and as the party which stood against Jeremy Corbyn, who Cleverly claimed was an apologist for the Putin regime, because Corbyn apparently refused to accept the poisoning of British nationals by Russia in Salisbury. Russian oligarchs funded your party to stop Corbyn because you think he's pals with Putin. It's deranged stuff. Let's see what Corbyn actually said about Salisbury, shall we, James?
The evidence points towards Russia on this. Therefore, the responsibility must be borne by those that made the weapon, those that brought the weapon into the country, and those that used the weapon.
Oh dear, James. A Tory telling porkies. Well, colour me surprised. He goes on, though. When asked if the Tories would hand back oligarch money, James says, no, it's good, clean money. There's no need to hand it back, and I'm sure it is, freshly laundered, I'm sure. When Ferrari pressed him on it, Cleverly got rather defensive, saying we wouldn't accept money from Putin's buddies, as the host put it. Not true, though, is it, James? Between 2012 and 2020, dual British-Russian former banker and Boris Johnson tennis partner Lyubov Chernikin has donated £2 million to the Conservative Party. Her husband, Vladimir Chernikin, whom she married in 2007 before these donations were made, was Putin's former deputy finance minister. If the Tories have taken money from people such as this, how can they know with certainty that the donations have not come from such connections? They can't possibly. As war erupts in Ukraine, Cleverly's trying to score points over enormous donations to his party by Russian oligarchs. That's just one example, whose backgrounds and financial dealings are as convoluted and often hidden offshore as any other Tory donor. He even went as far as to accuse David Lammy of being racist over it on Question Time last night. Not only that, he's trying to portray these Russian expats as somehow patriotic for standing against Corbyn, when really it comes down to rich people wanting their riches preserved, and the Tories exist to help such people do so at our expense. Where's that money come from? They really don't care, as long as some of it ends up in their party coffers.